Hey, sports fans. Welcome to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Tonight's show is pre-recorded. That's right. It's going to be a short show. Coach has a couple of things to do, so we've got an exciting lineup. Our first guest is WJCL Sports Director Amy Zimmer, who's been leading the sports scene in Savannah since 2019. She also is the first female sports director in the city of Savannah. We'll dive into the latest high school sports, the SEC football season, which now WJCL covers, and Savannah Ghost Pirates. That's right. WJCL is the Savannah Ghost Pirates affiliate station. Can't wait to speak to Amy. And then, of course, we always have our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic after the week. This guy has been an outstanding runner since middle school. He's done a great job in high school. He's a senior now, finished 8th in the state meet last year, the cross-country state meet last year. We'll be talking to senior John Dodson, standout runner in the Coastal Empire for the past 6 years. Can't wait to talk to him. So remember, tonight's show is pre-recorded. And remember, it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Sports fan, it's the coach, Karl DeMasi, on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, live usually from Coach's Corner. But today is pre-recorded because Coach has some family things to do. But got to keep the show going, got to keep it on Wednesday nights. And you know what? We got to talk to a person that's very, very involved in sports here in Savannah, Georgia. She's been here since 2019, back in April. She started out with the big guy on WJCL, Frank Slikowski, and she got mentored pretty good. Okay, mentored pretty good. I mean, she learned the ropes. She knows what's going on inside and out. Hey, and then in 2022, became the first female sports director in the city of Savannah, Georgia, which is something special. I mean, she's been doing sports. I mean, she's been sports director down there in Palm Springs, out in California. She's worked the PGA, the LPGA, volleyball, big SEC games, and you got to love it because she's a St. John's University graduate from Queens, New York. That's right. She's another New Yorker. She's really from Michigan, but I call her Johnny. But she does a great job. She knows what she's talking about. Joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat is none other than the WJCL Sports Director, Amy Zimmer. Hey, Amy, how's it going?
What's up, Coach DeMasi? Thanks for the warm welcome. I appreciate the kind words.
Hey, you know what? Congratulations again on being the first female sports director, and you are now the senior sports reporter in Savannah, Georgia. Do you know that?
I'm getting old.
You're getting old. And like I said, she graduated from St. John's University. We fool around. She's a Johnny, but you see the shirt, Detroit Lions. She's a Michigan girl, not far from Lake Huron. So, but she's enjoying the weather down here. And you know what? She found a guy, and now she's going to get married down here. So the South has been good to you. Hey.
It has been very good. I'm very grateful that Big Frank found me all the way out on the West Coast and somehow convinced me to come to Savannah, because at the time I was thinking, what kind of career move is this? And it turned into one of the best for me. And it's all about just, a reminder to always say yes to opportunities, because you never know what they can turn into. And I thought I would be here for 2 years, and then COVID happened, and then a promotion happened, and then I got engaged. So here we are, but I've been loving it.
Yeah, I you're like me. We're Southern Yankees. We're not going back, so we're staying. So, but anyway, it's been fun watching you grow and the great job you do and getting out there for signings and football games, volleyball games, and all that other stuff. Just keeping the tradition of what the big guy started over there at WJCL. So, this is what I call 4 quarters with the coach. This is where I get a media personality, local media personality, or a coach to come on and take 4 questions, 4 quarters about what's going on here in Savannah sports. So we're going to start 4 quarters with the WJCL Sports Director, Amy Zimmer. So as the senior sports director here in Savannah, Georgia, have you seen the sports landscape evolve in the area since you joined WJCL in 2019? And what has been some of the most memorable moments from your experience here in Savannah, Georgia?
Gosh, you and I both know things have just really exploded, I feel like, on the sports scene here in Savannah. I mean, of course, you got to start off with banana ball. I mean, that went from them playing, the Collegiate Woodbat Summer League to now being an international success. So that's been really fun to watch, knowing that, our station was one of the first to be there, when Jesse Cole started what he did here in Savannah. And to still to this day support them. It's pretty cool. And then obviously having hockey now in the South full time. We used to only have it once a year in Savannah. And now we have this beautiful end market arena that's not only home to hockey, but also to basketball tournaments. We've got the SEC volleyball championship coming next year. It's so crazy how things have evolved. Of course, being from Michigan, I love now having hockey in our own backyard with the Ghost Pirates, part of the ECHL. And then really, I think one thing that hasn't really so evolved, but more so stayed the same was just our local athletes having so many talented kids here, whether that's in the Low Country or Southeast Georgia. I mean, just last week we saw Elijah Griffin, one of the best players in the country, make his college decision right here in Savannah. So it's just so fun still getting to cover and be part of these student athletes' lives from the very beginning, the high school start for them and seeing them go on and play in college in the NFL. It makes my job so special. That's why I do this. And then more so for those favorite moments of mine, I would say it would be, signings like that, because it's so special, because you've been covering these kids since they were so little, and you get to be part of that special day where they make that big announcement and they, set up a really bright future for them. And then more so on a more national stage, some favorite moments for me would be in 2019 when I first moved here. Of course, WJCL is known to be home for Georgia Southern, and I really dove in getting to do a lot of things with their athletic department, which I loved and really enjoyed. And I got introduced to covering the Georgia Bulldogs as well. And Rick Snow, a former sports anchor, very long time, well-respected guy here in Savannah that still hangs out with us on Friday nights. Him and I went to go cover Georgia and Notre Dame Notre Dame at Georgia back in 2019. It's my first ever SEC football game. We could go see, Georgia play. And my mind was blown because I've never gotten to cover, Georgia football before. And that's when it kind of clicked with me of like, oh, we need to go to more of these games. We would cover Georgia on Saturdays and, get their highlights from elsewhere, but we wouldn't go all the time. So I really wanted to make sure that we started going and covering more. So I would be making the trip to Athens even by myself sometimes just to be able to go and cover. And thank goodness I did, because they went on to win back-to-back national championships. So It was really cool to get to cover that. Definitely a career highlight for me.
Nice. All right. You just said it. Most memorable moments. So watching these kids grow. So, with high school football now into week 10 already, I can't believe that. And softball, volleyball playoffs in full swing. What trends or standout performances or standout teams have you noticed across the different sports this season?
Well, you've got South Effingham, Calvert Day, Savannah Christian softball. They're always in the postseason conversation when it comes to softball. So really no surprises there. They're always a good, great teams to cover that have been, always standouts, and hoping that they can make another long run this postseason. As for volleyball, as always, too, we always have a lot of good teams in the mix, including Savannah Arts, Savannah Christian, and St. Vincent's. And I think what's really special with St. Vincent's this year is that they've got a new head coach who's a former player for St. Vincent's volleyball, and Sarah Stewart. And she's in her first year, and she's already got the team back to the playoffs. And she helped that team win a state championship back in 2016. So, I mean, that's so special. I love stories like that. So I think that's super exciting to watch. And I mean, once again, we've got kids on these teams too that are committed to go play at the next level, which is a big reason why they're in the postseason. Savannah Christian, can't go without saying, for volleyball, Maggie Kyrakai, she's an Alabama commit. So she's, one of the many very fun, talented athletes to watch. And then you've got great coaches, like at Savannah Arts, Coach Lauren Lord. She's in like her 8th season there, and they're always, like I said, in the postseason mix, thanks to her and her great coaching. And then Julie Jones at Savannah Christian. I mean, she's in her 28th season, 27th season, maybe. She's going on 3 decades of coaching. I mean, she's one of the most highly regarded coaches for volleyball at the high school level in the state. So when you've got coaches like that right here in our area, it just makes our job so much more fun, because you're watching teams go on and do a lot of success, but also they're being guided by some really great people.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And just so I know you mentioned Sarah Stewart being, alumni of St. Vincent's Academy. Julie Jones graduated from Savannah Christian.
Yes. Yeah. It's just what a full circle, and how cool is that to, have once worn them, on your back and been in their jersey, and now to be the head coach and to, continue to guide them. It's pretty cool.
All right. Quarter number 3. All right. Question number 3. So WJCL picks up the SEC network, or the SEC football games on Saturday. It's a big part of the sports culture here in the South. How does WJCL approach covering a dynamic conference that is worldwide well-known? And what has been the response from local fans to the station's SEC coverage?
Yeah, well, our jobs got a lot more fun, but also much busier.
Yep.
On Saturdays, it's all about college football on our station, which is so much fun. Starting at noon all the way up to sometimes midnight, depending on how long these games go. We have got back-to-back football games, and there's sometimes top 5 showdowns. I mean, just this past week, we had Georgia had Texas on our station. So it's so much fun, especially, as I mentioned earlier, knowing that we've really upped our coverage with Georgia. This couldn't have come at a better time with the success that they've had, of course, under head coach Kirby Smart. And then us also having a handful of local players on their team as well. And like Warren Brinson, to name one of them, that's from Savannah, now playing for the Bulldogs. So for us, really, though, our coverage is really upped. And throughout the week, we're doing previews of the college football Saturday. We're covering the Georgia press conferences. We're hearing from Kirby Smart and the players every week. Sometimes when we have a really big game on our station, like Georgia, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, we're doing special features. Like we've done one on Elijah Griffin because he's a Georgia commit. And so we're trying to find different stories that help tie in our local angles with this huge spotlight on us with the SEC. So things have really upped, and we're traveling to more games. I went to Alabama for the first time just a few weeks ago, and that game was, as you might remember, and those that watch college football, that was a wild fourth quarter. Really is really what that game was, a fourth quarter game, because that's when everything exploded. But that was a really cool experience for me, and so we're looking forward to covering much more Georgia games. I'll be going to Georgia, Tennessee. Pat, our weekend sports anchor, he'll be going to the Georgia Tech game. So we're just, making sure that we're covering the Dogs and enjoying having SEC on our station.
So it just increases your job a lot more. So if you're just tuning in, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. I'm talking to Amy Zimmer, the WJCL sports director. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've been doing 4 quarters, 4 questions. We're up to question number 4. Okay. Just like you said, so now you got the SEC thrown on your table, just like that big turkey at Thanksgiving. But now, you being a Michigan girl, Detroit Red Wings, you grew up with the hockey, playing probably hockey on the pond with all the guys and girls. Okay, now WJCL adds the Savannah Ghost Pirates hockey team. So, as the TV affiliate for the Ghost Pirates, how do you see the growth of hockey impacting this area? And I know we got a lot of transient people that love their hockey. And what are you most excited about covering this now?
Yeah, I think for the area alone, it's bigger and better because it's another sport for us to have in Savannah. It's another team for locals to cheer on. And I think it's another sport for locals to not only learn, but for those that are like you and I that, have come to Savannah from other states, maybe more up north. We grew up watching hockey. So now how fun is it to have a team, again, like I've mentioned earlier, another team in our own backyard that, is a sport that we grew up watching, and now we can have a team to root for here in the South. So, and then with that too, it's having a rink in Savannah. They do open skates if people want to try to skate for themselves. For me, like I mentioned in your intro of that 4th question, I mentioned I was a former competitive figure skater. Like I love being on the ice. I grew up playing, hockey on the ponds in our backyards. And so I think that's really cool. And then as for like having the Ghost Pirates on our station, it's such a big deal for us. This is something that I've been really working towards since the Pirates were announced. I've been meeting with their team way back then, seeing what we can be involved with because I love hockey so much. And so now to be media partners with them, it's been such a blast already. I mean, in just about 2 hours, I'll be interviewing Jared Stahl, their new head coach for this season. We do a coach's corner every week. So I'm sitting down previewing the upcoming weekend, also looking back on the previous of what went well for them, what didn't, what are they working on this week, what's new with the team. So we're keeping fans up to date every week on everything Ghost Pirates. We're also airing at least 4 games this season. We just did one for their season opener this past Friday. So not only were we live from high school football games, I was live from End Market Arena previewing the Ghost Pirates. And then during the game, we did intermission reports. So, I mean, like I said, we're having a lot more fun, but also we're much, much busier than normal. But it's been a really fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so pumped to be partnered with the Ghost Pirates.
And there you go, 4 quarters with the coach and his guest, WJCL Sports Director Amy Zimmer. Okay, 3 quick questions that I didn't prepare you for. Okay, you've been here since 2019. Okay, favorite place to hang out here in Savannah, Georgia?
Oh my gosh, the beach. Tybee Island. I love the beach so much. It's a big reason why I, stayed here. I actually moved closer to the beach. We're on Whitmarsh Island now, so it's just a short drive over a couple bridges. So favorite place is definitely the beach.
Okay. Favorite food?
Oh my gosh. I'm a sucker for Southern food. You can't put me on the spot like that with food. There's so many food spots. I guess I'm going to go, it's just speaking to me right now, Spanky's, because I just love having their lunch. My
Savannah
favorite
tradition.
It is. And I love their fish and chips, especially out on Tybee. So good. So, yeah.
So, all right, last one. Been here since 2019. What is your favorite event that takes place here in the good old hostess city, Savannah, Georgia?
Well, I would originally tell you the Savannah Hockey Classic, which is still a thing where we bring in these club hockey teams to come play, because that was always so fun to get to mix things up for a weekend and cover hockey in the South. That's when they bring in Georgia, Georgia Tech, Florida teams. So I would still say that's probably one of my favorite things, just because I know that we are, I feel so fortunate now to get to cover hockey much more with the Ghost Pirates. But the Savannah Hockey Classic was always just so much fun, because people would go crazy just because they wouldn't really know anything about hockey, and a fight happens. I mean, everyone's going crazy. So I think that's still a great one.
Last question. What do you like most about St. Patty's Day?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm usually always in the parade, so I can't say the festivities that go on around St. Patrick's Day, but I do just love how everyone comes together. It's, one of the biggest parades in the country. I love the spotlight that it puts on Savannah. I love to get to see everyone having a good time. And we always enjoy ourselves on the float, getting to just wave to, loyal viewers and people that watch us, and we get a chance to thank them.
Well, I appreciate you finding some time in your busy schedule to come on my internet show. Once again, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on YouTube Live, or on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. I'm all over the place. And what's good about it is we both have the same passion, getting the news out there about local sports, and especially about our local kids. So keep up the great work, Johnny, and I'll see you around town, and we'll keep in touch, because I know I always got questions. You always got questions. So you talk to my people, I'll talk to your people, and our people will come together.
Sounds like a game plan. As always, thank you so much.
And like I said, she's grown into her job. Came here in 2019, took the reins over in 2022 as the first female sports director here in Savannah, Georgia for WJCL. She does a great job, Amy Zimmer. And, she's an athlete. I mean, she just told us she was a figure skater. She played college volleyball. So she's got a lot of experience, and she's still following that tradition of WJCL, getting the news out there about what's going on and really supporting our kids that have earned something special. Amy Zimmer, thank you as always, and great job. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere, so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round. Prompt service, even when it's crowded. A fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends. And of course, delicious food. From famous chicken wings, hamburgers, to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day. Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299. Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Tonight, we're featuring our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, John Dodson. He's a senior cross-country star from Benedictine Military School who's been on fire this season. John has taken first place in multiple meets, including the Savannah Christian Stinger Cross-Country Invitational and at the Richmond Hill Fraser Height Invitational. Last year, he finished 8th in the state. He had the 3rd best time among area runners at the state meet, and he keeps on getting better each season. So stay tuned to hear more about his journey and his recent accomplishments. This week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Benedictine Military School, John Dodson. Like I said, welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. This is my favorite part of my show, and that's the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. And, no matter what sport it is, people, email me. It doesn't have to be football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, other sports, cross country, which we're going to be doing tonight. I mean, golf, tennis. I want to get the kids on here. I want to talk about these kids. And, waiting in the waiting room, we had a little discussion with my guest way back in 2019 at the Saucony Cross Country Kickoff Classic. I interviewed this young man. He was in 6th grade from St. James. He just won his age group, and he was one of the fastest runners there. It was pretty special. Who would think that, almost 5 years later, that he's a senior already? It just goes so quick. But, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week is Benedictine Military School senior John Dodson, and he's ever since then, he's emerged as one of the best cross-country runners in the Savannah area. Very talented, very dedicated. Last year finished 8th in the state meet, had the 3rd best time. Consistently winning races. This year so far, off the top of my head, the Stinger Invitational and the Fraser Height Invitational. He finished at a remarkable 16 minutes, 5.9 seconds at the Stinger Cross Country Invitational meet, which marks one of the top performances this year in the state. With, like I said, last year, finishing 8th in the state, getting in the podium. I know he wants to get higher in the podium. Hopefully he'll get that gold medal, but that's why he's this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Benedictine Military School, John Dodson. John, so once again, got to add you to the stage. Okay. Once again, congratulations. Great career and pretty impressive way back then that, I interviewed you in the middle of that football field and here you are, your senior year already. I can't believe how quick it's gone.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, all right. All right. So you've had some impressive performances this season already. You've had a number over your career. How do you feel about your performances this year? And you're going to have enough to get to that top of that podium?
Well, I think most of my races this year have gone pretty well. I haven't really gotten the times I've wanted, but I've been placing pretty high, and the courses have been pretty tough. And so I'm feeling pretty good about state meet and sectionals.
So you had a chance to go to Carrollton a couple of weeks ago, and you finished 25th out of 220 runners. You had a great time. What did you learn anything from this race? Is this race going to help you get to where you want to go?
Yeah. Honestly, for my race wasn't the best. I started too fast. Try to stay with the front runners, but I mean, I got 25th. So, but that's 25th out of the entire state. The best runners in Georgia go to this meet. So, I consider this to be kind of like the actual rankings. So, 25th at this meet is pretty good.
And that's the runners from all classifications, not just the 4A classification where you're going to run in. So,
yes,
pretty impressive. All right. So, you've had some first place finishes already this year. What do you think has been the key to your consistency in being at the top of the pack in those other races?
Oh, well, staying consistent with wins. You got to trust your coaches. You got to help them help you. Keep track of your times. And you can't just go out there and just start running fast. You gotta control your speed and try to keep your miles consistent. And also consistent training, not training all the time, but having good workouts that will benefit you.
All right, and you just said it. It's all about training. It's all about the mental part. People just think you just go out and run, but you got to be prepared mentally and physically. So how do you prepare mentally and physically before each race? Do you have any pre-race ritual, any kind of routine that you go for that gets you mentally prepared and physically prepared?
Yeah, I do have a routine. So usually a few hours before the meet, I just try to focus on the race, kind of visualize what I want to do, and maybe if there's going to be any competition that would push me, think about if I want to try to stay in front of them or maybe just follow them, what they like to do, and just how I can beat them. I just like to really focus my mind on the race.
Nice. Okay, so have you had in the races that you've won, and also the race up there down there in Carrollton, was there any challenging moments during those races, and how'd you push through it?
Yeah, so the Carrollton race where I got 25th, that was a challenging race. The first mile I started at 4:58, and yeah, there were a lot of hills in that first mile, so that second part of the race was really is pretty bad. But I mean, I still stayed up there, and also
go ahead.
A few weeks ago, back when it was raining a lot, right before those two hurricanes,
right.
We had a meet at Savannah Christian, and it was real muddy. The whole course just covered in mud. It started raining too, and I was going on a sharp curve, and I slipped in the mud, and posted with my hand, and I fell over. But I had mud all over my my jersey, but I still won that race.
Yeah, I heard about that. Did you lose a sneaker too or something like that?
No, I didn't lose any shoes.
Okay, you didn't lose any shoes. Okay, so you've been doing this for a long time. How's your training changed as you got older and more into the sport of cross country or running long distances? How's that changed and how's it improved you throughout your career?
Well, I think the past 2 years I've trained a lot by myself, and so I did a lot more runs, a lot more workouts than I should have done. But now this year, ever since the summertime, I've been doing good workouts, doing what my coaches have been telling me to at practice. Not getting as many workouts, but getting good, consistent workouts that will improve my runs.
Quality workouts. If you're just joining us, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. We're at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. We're talking to senior cross-country runner from Benedictine Military School, John Dodson. He's won a numerous number of races, 8th in the state last year, made the podium. I know he's going to be looking for a better time this year. So who's been your biggest inspiration in cross-country, and how have they influenced your running career?
Well, it's definitely been my coaches. We got 2 new coaches this year. Our head coach, Kevin Farmer, who's the assistant principal at BC. I think he's really helped us out, doing a lot more than previous coaches. And
Nice.
There's also Coach Angie, which is a community coach. She was one that thinks of all the workouts. She's a great coach. And there's also Coach Maggie. She's a new coach too. And all 3 coaches, they just really care about this sport, and they want to see the team improve.
Nice. And you can't forget about your family. Like I said, you've been running since, who knows, probably when you started crawling out of the crib there. So what role has your family played in supporting you as a student athlete and improving in this sport?
Well, they really supported me, mostly in middle school, driving me places, driving me to meets for St. James Middle School, driving me to go practice, to take me to the track. So they've been a big help. Also, my siblings too, to push me at races. So they've been a big help.
Nice. Now, you are the senior, or you're one of the seniors on the team this year at Benedictine. How do you motivate your teammates and set an example for those younger runners? And I know you got some younger runners that are giving you a little run for your money, eh?
Yeah, there are some sophomores that are pretty good. They have really improved from last year. I lead the practices, lead the warm-ups. Now I try to just help them stay on the right path, not to slack off on the warm-ups and the workouts. So I just try to keep them going straight.
Nice, nice. Okay. Any future plans for running college? Is that in your future?
Yeah, I really hope that's in my future. I have a few offers, about 5 or 6.
Nice.
From all over the country. I prefer to stay in the South, maybe Georgia, but I kind of want to get out of Georgia. See a little bit more of the country. But
nice.
I want to be on a good quality team that's somewhere close by.
Nice. All right. And as far as I left this off the list, as far as attending BC, you've been there for 4 years now, 3.5 years. What has BC meant to you?
Well, I really love BC. BC is a great school. A lot of athletes. We all can relate to each other. And it's a smaller school. I like smaller schools. I don't like big schools because you all know each other. Like, nice. I know almost everybody in the senior class.
So from one sport to another, everybody encouraged everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you give one piece of advice to a younger athlete that's looking for a sport to participate in and succeed, what would you tell them about cross country, and what would that be like? Getting that 9th grade athlete to come over and do a little cross country.
I'd say to them, well, if you want to be a good runner, you gotta follow what your coaches say. Pick a teammate that's doing good, improving, and try to follow them the best you can.
Nice. And looking into the next couple of weeks in the state meet, how are we looking? How's Benedictine looking as a team, and you looking as an individual at the state meet?
I think as a team, we're looking pretty good. I think every year we improve more and more because we get better runners and the runners get better. So I think ever since my freshman year to now, we have really improved as a team. And for me, I'm hoping to be top 5 at state. I want to try to get a sub 16 5K, but you never know what can happen. The guys in front might all trip on each other, and I might get first.
Close in the pack, and somebody trips somebody else. Well, John, like I said, I've been watching you since 2019 when you surprised me at that Saucony Kickoff Classic, and we had that short interview in between the races. But keep up the great work, and it's fun watching you grow. And I hope you get to where you want to go, and you get the school you want to go to. And once again, try and get that bling in 2 weeks.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, John, for coming on. Good luck. I mean, hard worker, dedicated. He's been one of the perennial state runners in the area. You got to love it. And I wish him the best of luck, and I can't wait to see where he winds up. But a lot of perseverance for John Dodson. Like I said, watching him at that young age and progress and get better, mature, and into that 16-minute time, and hopefully below 16 minutes, it's going to be pretty special. Be right back with the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Once again, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I'll be back live and in person on the Coach's Corner Soundgarden stage next week. I got to thank Amy Zimmer from WJCL, the first female sports director ever here in Savannah, Georgia. She's been here since April of 2019. She does a great job. She's all over the place covering sports. Now they added the SEC games to WJCL and the Savannah Ghost Pirates affiliate. She's got a plate full besides covering all the high school events and all the other local sporting events that go on here in Savannah, Georgia. Then I got to thank John Dodson, great kid, phenomenal runner. Like I said, I've been watching him since he's been in 8th grade, 9th grade, 7th grade. I don't know what it is, but I got to thank him for coming on, talking about his senior cross-country season. And like I say every week, please say a prayer for this crazy world. There's so much news going on and people being devastated. But you know what? Hopefully this helps you take your mind off of that for an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it may be. And hope you enjoyed it. Like I say every week, whatever you're doing today and tomorrow, always hit it out of the park. And until I talk to you again next week, may it be your best week ever. God bless. Peace out. Talk to you later.